Hey everyone, Backpack Hack here coming at you with another trail tip. And I'm out here on the western slope of the Rocky Mountains, my favorite place in the world. And it's easy to disconnect from the modern life out here because there's simply no cell signal out here. So I just use this as a calculator and offline maps and things like that. But when I'm out here, we're very remote. We're basically on our own. Help is not a phone call away, unless you have a satellite phone, and I just can't afford one of those. So if something happens, it's get in the truck and take the 15-mile goat path into civilization just to pick up a signal, and then maybe another 15-20 minutes to get into a small town where there might be services that can take care of you. And that might be a problem. If something happens, I was concerned about being able to make a phone call. So earlier this year, I went out and purchased a Wilson Electronics Weboost Overland Reach, which is supposedly their most powerful vehicle-mounted cell phone booster. They have others designed for over-the-road truckers and RVs that don't get into the backcountry, and they also have home system as well. But this was specifically designed for being in the backcountry. I have never gotten a signal straight up without a booster here in this campground. There is about 2 miles up the road an overlook that's about 200 feet higher than this campground. And since we're down in the river valley, the river is just maybe 300-400 feet behind me here. The lookout is up here about 3 miles, 200 feet higher. In the past, I have gotten a good enough signal on occasion that I can send a text, but there is no using an online app like online banking or connecting to my cameras at home or getting on the internet, definitely not, or making a cell phone call. Absolutely impossible up there until I put this Weboost in. I was planning earlier this year in going to Texas for the total solar eclipse. And as I travel long distance, I share with family and friends my location so they can kind of keep track of where I'm at. And there is a 40-45 mile stretch on the Kansas Turnpike in the Flint Hills that I get no signal. So they have no updates. So I thought that would be a good test for this, and I ordered it from REI back when they had their membership benefits payout. You get your how much money you can spend, and then you also get a 20% off any regular priced item. These Weboosts are currently running $550. With that 20% discount, that brought me down to $440. That's a significant savings in and of itself, plus the benefits that I had build up for the year, got it down to pretty close to $400 for me. So I got a really good deal on it. I ordered it on a Sunday night. I received it Wednesday mid-morning. By Wednesday evening, I had it installed. I put the antenna as close to the center of the topper of my truck to get a good ground plane as I could. I couldn't put it dead center because first off, I wouldn't be able to reach it to stand it up. And also there are things that I do carry on the top of my truck that would take more than half of the ladder rack space. So I did offset it a little bit just to make it easier to reach. How did it work? You're probably wondering. Well, when I went down to Texas in April, I never lost signal. So that is a positive plus. Out here, however, it would be nice to have a cell phone signal here in the campground, but where we're camped, it still does not get me a signal. This is not a fault of the product. It is working as advertised. It's just we are so far remote up here in the mountains that, like I say, it's a 15-20 mile ride just to get a signal under normal circumstances. Usually by the time we get out of the plains and hit the trees, we've lost signal. We received a signal pretty much all the way back here until we got just past that lookout. We started to lose signal. Sometimes we do get a very decent signal, a good enough signal here in the campground we can send and receive text messages, but usually we have to go up to that lookout to do anything serious. And if you understand radio propagation at all, you'll understand why. Sometimes my friend would have 4 bars and I would have 1 or 2, and vice versa. I'd have 5 bars and he would have nothing. So we're either on different towers or we just may be on a different antenna on the same tower. They're just aimed different directions or one higher than the other. That's radio propagation for you. We are so far back here into the woods that it's just a hit and miss back here, but it's still definitely better than what I've had before. Because before, if I had to make a phone call, it's an hour trip for that 15 miles because the road is so bad. And back here, if something happens, that could mean the difference in life and death. Hopefully I can just go up to the top of the hill and make a phone call. I wanted to do this because, well, there's a lot of reviews out there on this, and I just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there. It's like I say, it's not a fault of the problem. It's not a fault of the product that it doesn't work all the time everywhere. It has to have a signal to work with. The only time you're going to get a signal anywhere is with a satellite phone, and those are expensive, both to purchase and to maintain. And that's just out of my budget. This was within my budget, and it works good enough for me. I can go up the hill, make a phone call. So that's my review of the Weboost Overland Reach. This is Backpack Hack coming at you with this trail tip. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be safe out there, and I'll see you out on the trail.